Tuesday, July 2nd, 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 2019. Guys, in this video, we're going to take a trip around the world, cover both the North and Southern Hemisphere, 3 continents, South America, North America, and Europe. But first, we're going to start down here in South America, as it kind of reminds me of an event that I'm about to share with you that occurred up in North America just a couple of days ago. A young lady by the name of Adriana shared a couple of photographs with me her husband took while flying in an airplane over South Brazil, Santa Catarina, in fact, and he took a photograph from the airplane, and they noticed in the photograph what looked like a couple of orbs, and this is going to be familiar with what I'm about to share with you up in North America here in just a moment, but this here is not. They noticed what looked like a large antenna array up in the sky high above South Brazil, noticeable from an airplane, probably not noticeable from the ground. So what I did was, and they asked me to, if I would run that photograph that I just showed you, which is, by the way, the original, and I did take and run it through some filters and try to pull the features of whatever it is here we're looking at. Maybe nothing at all, but I will say that feature right there does look like some sort of an antenna. These here are what appear to be 2 orbs, and they are in every photograph that I attempted to simply modify the contrast, color, and lighting to pull forward possibly any features that we may not see in the original photograph. And you can still see what looks like an antenna array. The 2 orbs are still up here at the top. This is an unusual looking cloud, I will give it that. Could be simply a cloud with some very unusual features, but this antenna looking structure, it just doesn't fit in. There's just no way, at least not to me, and neither did it to Adriana or her husband. It just did not fit in. What this is, I'll leave that up to you. That may be just a random cloud, but that certainly does not look random. That looks intelligently designed, and so does it here too as well. In fact, it came out pretty good in this photograph here, and you can still see the 2 orbs up there. So I don't know what they saw high in the sky above South America back on June 25th of 2019, but it was a good observation, and we're seeing more and more observations as the conception of the smartphone and the high-definition cameras that pretty much everybody has on them in today's world makes these types of observations more common. 30 years ago, it was rare for you to leave the house with a camera with you. Now it's common. Everybody has a camera on them, so naturally there's going to be more sightings of things that we just simply don't know what they are. Now we're going to go to the Northern Hemisphere. Location is Blue Springs, Missouri. I received a video from a gentleman, and him and his wife were coming out of a restaurant. They looked up and saw a big unusual cloud in the sky, much like I just showed you over South America, but this one was unique in its own way. It was just big. Video was sent in by Travis, and they stepped out of the restaurant, and he and his wife both looked up and thought, wow, that looks like a big mothership. You know, we've all seen that. And they noticed something, and I was quite impressed at how they even spotted these things anyway, because I want to go back to the beginning of the video. They noticed 2 white orbs, much like we saw in this video here, 2 orbs off in the distance of a big unusual cloud. But here we have a big uniquely shaped cloud, and they spotted 2 orbs above the cloud several miles away. Very impressive observation here. I'm not claiming to know what these things are, neither are they. But what I did, I took the video clips that he sent me 5, by the way, and I edited the video clips the best I could so we could zoom in without losing too much clarity. And it was an amazing observation. These things are several miles away, and they appear to be rotating, believe it or not. At least they look like to me, they appear to be rotating clockwise. I don't know what they are. They didn't know what they were. And like I said at the beginning, I don't know how they even saw them. So good observation, guys. Here they are, slightly above the cloud. You're going to see them here in just a minute down in the cloud. One of them actually gets kind of bright, comparatively speaking to this one right here. There was only 2, but the front one, you can see it really light up. I don't know if it was the sunlight or if it was the actual orb, whatever you want to call it itself, but here it's going down into the clouds, and I don't know, it doesn't look like a balloon. It does appear to me to be moving in a clockwise motion. It looks like it's rotating. from left to right. Looks like it's almost spinning. So really good observation. So what I did was took a couple of still shots of both of these objects in the photograph, and then I zoom in on the object. Here it is, kind of lit up. See how it's brighter at this particular location right before it goes into the clouds? So again, I don't know what this is, guys. 2 white orbs spotted above Blue Springs, Missouri. But see how it's kind of moving? I'm going to stop it right here for just a second. What I did, I took a screenshot of this photograph with the still image of the video with both of these orbs in the video, and I converted the formats to a like negative and x-ray format just to get a different look, to see if maybe there was a payload hanging off the bottom of these things, and there is not. There does not appear to be anything on them. Usually a balloon that's floating through the sky, any type of weather balloon or instrument that's collecting data, it has a payload underneath it, and it's usually visible. I've actually seen them through my telescope by accident. I was looking at the sunrise, or not directly at the sun, but I was looking at some clouds in the eastern sky, and I noticed one of these balloons, or I noticed a balloon, not necessarily this one, because it doesn't have a payload on it, or it doesn't appear to have a payload. But this one that I saw did, and it was very obvious. So that's why I don't just dismiss this as a balloon, because I've seen them before in the sky, and they normally have a payload. The one that I saw had a big square box on the bottom of it that was a dark colored box, probably about twice the size of a refrigerator, an average refrigerator. So what I did is I zoomed in, adjusted the contrast or the color to try to bring forward the orb to see if there was anything underneath it, and you don't see anything. Looks very bright, at least in these photographs here, because I did adjust the lighting a little bit. Here I converted it to a negative format, and again, what I'm doing is looking for something underneath that would represent some sort of a data collecting balloon, and you don't see anything underneath it. That one or that one. So just a couple of look like clockwise rotating orbs high in the sky above Blue Springs, Missouri. Good observation, Travis. Thank you for sharing. Now we're going to jump over to Europe, Budapest, Hungary. A gentleman by the name of Robert noticed what appeared to be 2 light sources in the sky above Budapest, and this video was taken back on June 18th. And he was quite perplexed. That's why he took the video. In the video, he tells us which direction he's looking, and that's why he took the video, because the light source didn't fit with the time of day and where the sun was at. So it's June 18th.
8:30 p.m. Budapest.
8:30 p.m.
South.
Looking south.
That's east.
That's east.
Roughly. And that's north.
And that's looking north. So you can see why he was perplexed, because it looks like multiple light sources at 8:30 p.m. from Budapest, Hungary. That's looking east, and it looks like a light source. So I don't know if it's some sort of a, again, cloud phenomenon, collecting light high up in the sky, opposite of the sun. But the thing in the north, it is quite unusual. I will say that. That's north and that's east, and it doesn't make any sense, especially for 8:30 at night. The sun should have been well below the horizon. And again, good observation. Thank you, Robert, for sharing. Greatly appreciated. So there's our journey, guys, around the world, Europe, South America, and North America. Some things in the sky that we just simply could not explain. Thanks for sharing, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.